Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Rapids Community College 94th Commencement Exercises. Approaching the stage, the President of Grand Rapids Community College, the Faculty Association President, the Grand Rapids Community College Board of Trustees, the Provost, the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, the Dean of the School of Workforce Development, the Emeritus Faculty Recipient, and the Distinguished Alumni Recipients. Now please welcome the Grand Rapids Community College graduating class of 2011. Now please welcome the faculty of Grand Rapids Community College, led by their respective associate deans. Entering on the left, the School of Arts and Sciences. Entering from the right, the School of Workforce Development and the School of Student Affairs. Please welcome the faculty from Behavioral Sciences, Applied Technology, Automotive, Biological Sciences, Business, Education, Computer Applications, Criminal Justice, the English Department, the Sekia Institute for Culinary Education, Language and Thought, Mathematics, the Dental Department, Music, Mechanical and Architectural Design, Physical Sciences, Manufacturing, Nursing, Social Sciences, Occupational Therapy Assisting, Radiologic Technology, Visual Arts, Wellness, also the Counseling and Career Center, Career Development Services, Disability and Occupational Support Services, members of Student Support Services, the library, and finally our tutor coordinators for health, business, biology, math, and science.
Spangled Banner.
Please be seated.
Sir, I gotta have eyesight with the singer. You back up about 6 inches. Cool. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 94th commencement ceremonies of Grand Rapids Community College. It is a glorious day in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and a wonderful day at Grand Rapids Community College. Please join me in showing your warm appreciation to our student wind ensemble led by Michael Gillen, Director of Instrumental Music. Thank you so much for sharing your talent with us tonight. Graduates, this is your night. You've worked hard while at GRCC. Tonight, we recognize you and all the potential you bring to our society. We are privileged to be here with you this evening. As a class, you're quite diverse. You represent a wide age span, which proves lifelong learning is alive and well. Your ages range from 18 to 62. You're 58% female. You're 74% white, 26% non-white. You're receiving degrees from 109 different majors. You come from 72 different communities and 3 other countries. As a group, your average grade point average is 3.09. Let me share with you that over the course of the next couple of months, you will start to have a recurring dream. And that dream is the nightmare, the course that you didn't sign up for, the exam that you didn't pass. This will happen to you. It happens to all graduates. Don't worry about it. It's quite normal. You did earn your degree. You are a terrific class, and we are very, very proud of you. Now, will everyone please stand and join our graduates in singing the National Anthem, and please remain standing for the singing of the GRC Alma Mater. The National Anthem will be led by Professor Kevin Dorbreff, Program Director and Head of our Music and Performing Arts Department. The Alma Mater will be sung by Catherine Howerton, a freshman and vocal performance major.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. If you will, please join me in a moment of silence so that each of us can express our appreciation in our own way for the bright future these graduates will help create. Thank you. It is a pleasure for me to introduce to you our platform guests for the evening. Please hold your applause until each group is introduced. First, I present to you the Board of Trustees. These are your elected officials who govern the college. Ms. Margot Anderson, Chairperson of the Board and a retired administrator from Grand Rapids Public Schools. Dr. Michael Stearns, Vice Chair of the Board and retired Superintendent of Northview Public Schools and currently a professor in the Education Leadership Program at Grand Valley State University. Mrs. Janis Maggini, Secretary of the Board and a retired administrator from the Wyoming Public Schools. Ms. Maggini is also the recipient of the 2011 Distinguished Alumni Award, and she will be our commencement speaker this evening. Ms. Ellen James, Treasurer of the Board and retired from the City of Grand Rapids Equal Opportunities Department. Mr. Richard Verberg, Trustee and retired from General Motors. Ms. Terry Hanlon, Trustee, retired administrator from the Forest Hills Public Schools and currently owner of T.A. Hanlon Educational and Career Consulting. Dr. Richard Reiskamp, Trustee, attending physician, St. Mary's Healthcare. Please join me in a warm welcome for our honored Board of Trustees. Thank you. Now I'm pleased to present to you other guests on our stage this evening. Dr. Hilda Healy, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs. Ms. Fiona Hurt, Dean of the School of Workforce Development. Dr. Laurie Chesley, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. James Bezzetta, recipient of the 2011 Distinguished Alumni Award, President of Hughes Management and founder of Michigan Medical, PC. Ms. Marilyn Smith, recipient of the 2011 Emeritus Faculty Administrator Award and retired GRCC nursing faculty. Mr. Fred Van Hardesveld, Professor in the English Department and President of the Faculty Association. Please give them a warm welcome. Now it's a great privilege that I introduce our other college guests. Tonight we have with us a most esteemed and respected faculty and staff that are dedicated to the success of our students. Students, you have been quite privileged, I believe, to have been taught by a university caliber faculty who brings to their classroom the community college philosophy. I ask that you rise and show your appreciation for your faculty, please. Thank you. Graduates, there's another very important group in the room with us this evening. For each one of you here, I know there are several in the audience that have helped you make tonight possible, whether it be a husband, a wife, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a grandmother, a child. They've been there for you. We don't get to this place by ourselves. And I'd ask that we all recognize the wonderful support that this caring extended family of our graduates bring to us this evening, please. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Board of Trustee Terry Hanlon, who will introduce our recipient of the 2011 Emeritus Faculty Administrator Award. Trustee Hanlon.
Good evening. For me, it is a real pleasure to present to you the 2011 Emeritus Award winner, Marilyn Smith. Her name has always been associated with professionalism and excellence. Marilyn was our Director of Nursing from 1990 to 2008, when she retired from a career that began in 1972 and a teaching career here at GRCC that began in 1985. Most of us know about the rapid need for nurses as our population ages. As always, Grand Rapids Community College moved quickly to meet the community demand, but without lowering the high standards expected from GRCC. Marilyn Smith kept a firm hand on the rudder as our programs expanded in number of applicants, number of programs, and in the number of semesters available over the 17 years she was the director. During that time, Marilyn encouraged timely curriculum additions in geriatrics, critical care, leadership, and transcultural nursing, which prepares our students to be respectful of different beliefs and values, a proven factor in speeding patient recovery. The program grew and changed, but never at the expense of top-notch academic standards that created nurses with knowledge as well as skills. Our program's high standards are also known far beyond West Michigan. Marilyn has been a consultant to 10 colleges across the state as well as in the United States. Although Marilyn claims she has retired, she still teaches a class or two here at CC, and she also continues to be active with the National League of Nursing Accreditation, on which she has served 2 6-year terms. Marilyn's other GRCC services included the College Leadership Council, Interim Dean of Workforce Development, Academic Governance Council, and 2 continuous quality improvement terms. She even served a term on our emeritus faculty selection, but of course not this year. It is a highlight in my 21 years as a Board of Trustee to present to you the 2011 Emeritus Scholar. Congratulations to Marilyn Smith.
The Emeritus Faculty and Administrator Award was established in 1985 to honor those instructors and administrators who have left an indelible mark on the lives of students and colleagues at GRCC. Every recipient is an inspiration to everyone working at GRCC. This year's winner is no exception.
Marilyn loves nursing as a profession. She loves nursing, education, preparing students for that profession, and then she loves GRCC.
When I think of Marilyn, the first thing that comes to mind is organization. I don't think I ever met another person that was as organized as she was. And she worked right along with everyone else so that she could get us to do things, but we saw her also doing them. So it wasn't like she was a taskmaster that made us do things. She just said, we need to get this done, and we all took in a deep breath inside and said, okay, I guess we'll get it done.
I was absolutely terrified of her at first, not because she was mean, but she had high standards for us, and I wanted to make sure that I met those high standards. It was the fall of my last year of nursing classes, and she came up to me and said, there's an education fair at Butterworth Hospital. You need to go. And at this point I knew that I couldn't say no, because there was no way I was going to go back to school the next week and have Marilyn say, did you go to the education fair, and have me say no? I really didn't want to be in that situation, so I went. And because of that, I actually started on my master's degree before I finished my nursing degree.
When she was director, she was really into curriculum. She was always very up to date on what was going on nationally. She became involved in the National League for Nursing, did some site visits for them, saw what was going on in other programs around the country, and then came back and said, you know, maybe this is what we should be doing.
She did not ever say, well, this is good enough. She always wanted to look for improvement. She continually looked to improve the program and worked with the faculty. How do we make it better? She continually looked in the classroom. How do I make my own teaching better?
We certainly could have a good time, and we did. And I think our whole nursing program benefited from it because all of us felt like we could let our hair down and we could say what we thought.
You know, we laugh at her because she never stops. She continues to move forward and wants to make things better for the students, for the faculty, and I think that her love for the college really shows through, again, even in retirement.
She's a wonderful woman, and I'm who I am because of Marilyn, and I hope that for the students that I teach that I can be a mentor just like her to them, because I think that's the best gift that she ever gave to me, and I want to pass it on.
At this time, I invite to the podium the Vice Chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Michael Stearns, to present the first Distinguished Alumni Award.
Well, hello. Very shortly, you all will be alumni of this college, and I'm here to tell you about a distinguished alumnus, and what, you might ask, makes a person distinguished. In this case, an incredibly long line of accomplishments that have benefited this college, and I'd like to share some of them with you this evening. I'm talking about, of course, Janis Maggini, my colleague on the board. Jan Maggini was elected to the GRCC Board of Trustees in 1991. For those of you who may not know, that is the year Grand Rapids Junior College split from Grand Rapids Public Schools and became the county-wide community college it is today. So Jan has been with us since the beginning through 4 college presidents, 2 new MTechs, 2 new learning corners, expansion into the Holland area, and several regional sites in between. Jan has always been a leader. She was instrumental in the board's adoption of the policy governance model, has mentored new board members, myself included, and played a key role in GRCC's long-term planning and policy strategy through organizing community conversations with key stakeholders across all levels of this community. Jan was instrumental in the development of the college's Older Learner Center, of which I qualify for, and she created the Grandma O Scholarship for single mothers looking to go back to school. Jan has always valued education. She earned her Associate of Arts degree here, right here, and her Bachelor of Science and Master of Arts degrees at Michigan State University. She completed postgraduate work at Western Michigan University and Michigan State University. She was a teacher and assistant principal at Jackson Park Middle School in Wyoming Public Schools until she retired in June of 1997 and still serves on her church's Education Foundation Committee. Jan has always been an activist. She has served as trustee director to the Michigan Community College Association since 1992, was elected to serve as chairperson of the MCCA Executive Council in 2003, and was elected GRCC Board Chairperson in July 2003. She served as Policy Governance Liaison from 1997 to 2001. Now you're getting the idea of distinguished, I can tell. And chaired or served on the ad hoc committee for the evaluation of the president numerous times since 1992. And with Jan as the board's diversity activities liaison are Bob and Alicia Woodrick Diversity Learning Center has benefited from her firm commitment to their mission. Jan has always been there for you and me. Whether the occasion is an official community conversation with internal or external groups, a legislative breakfast, one of our many student organization events, or a diversity series lecture, she is at the table. From opening day to the holiday open house to the end of the year recognition ceremonies, count on Jan to be there and usually in the front row. Jan models some of our closest held values here at GRCC. She respects all people, makes student-centered decisions, and remains committed to this and to being involved in this community. So tonight, we celebrate her as a distinguished alumnus, and I am proud to introduce to you Janis Maggini.
Even when I was a child, my favorite thing to do was to play school, and I was always the teacher. I graduated from high school, Wyoming Park High School, in 1954. My mother and dad had not completed high school. They wanted me to have a life that was better than theirs, with more opportunity, and the junior college at that time was that opportunity. Today, 50 years ago, in 1954, this same week, I boarded a bus in suburban township of Wyoming, deposited 25 cents, and arrived downtown Grand Rapids and walked onto this campus for the first time. This place was filled with people looking for a future, looking for something to change their lives, and that has just been something that's carried me through even becoming a trustee. I enrolled in a vocational home economics program, which was a transfer program to Michigan State. The main building was the major focus. We did have to walk up Lion Street to the east building, and that was where our social life, we had Friday night dances there. In fact, it's where I met my husband, so that stands out in my mind. But the education that I got here was phenomenal, just as it is today. That's the one thing that hasn't changed. I went to Michigan State, taught my first year at Spring Lake, got married, and so came to Wyoming and taught at Wyoming Park, and then Rogers High School, and then Jackson Park Middle School. So I ended my career as the assistant principal at Jackson Park. There was a field of 25, 3 women, 22 men, and 3 women won. So that was my 2 years has turned into 20. Yes, I've lasted through 3 presidents and an interim president. I've been through 3 presidential searches, and it's just been an amazing ride. What stands out is that we are the hope for so many people to continue either finding a new job, finding a career, changing their life. That has stayed the same. The quality of the teaching is the same. Leaving is not easy. I do have a grandson that's on campus right now, and it's a thrill because you think, it's the 4th generation in my family that is attending this college. Whoever fulfills this role as trustees must represent this entire community, must continue to maintain that hope that this college has to provide for so many people. The college becomes part of you. You may leave the college at some point, but the college never leaves you.
At this time, I invite to the podium the Chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Margot Anderson, to present the second Distinguished Alumni Award.
It is a distinct pleasure to introduce the second Distinguished Alumni Award to Dr. James V. Bezzetta. Dr. Bezzetta did his undergraduate work at the University of Michigan, graduating with honors, then graduated from Wayne State University School of Medicine. He completed his residency in internal medicine at Butterworth Hospital, earning the Resident of the Year Award. Dr. Bezzetta is currently president of Hughes Management, LC, a private family-owned commercial real estate development company that develops, manages, and invests in commercial real estate with an emphasis on healthcare facilities. You may better know his name as founder of Michigan Medical PC, a large local physician-owned and governed medical corporation, which under his leadership grew to be the largest private medical group in Michigan, with over 300 medical providers and 1,500 employees. Dr. Bezzetta served MMPC as CEO, Chairman of the Board, Chief Medical Officer, and Managing Shareholder. Even after he retired, he continued serving for a time as Chairperson Emeritus. He is a frequent speaker on many healthcare topics nationally, including physician integration, physician-hospital relations, healthcare reform, and healthcare economics. Dr. Bezzetta has a number of professional affiliations, including membership in the King County and Michigan State Medical Societies, the American Medical Association, the American College of Physicians, the American Society of Internal Medicine, the Medical Group Management Association, and last but not least, the American Group Practice Association. In addition, Dr. Bezzetta has committed himself to serve several boards and committees in our community, which, to name a few, Spectrum Health Systems Board of Trustees, Grand Valley State University Foundation Board of Trustees, Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce member, West Michigan Physicians Network Board of Trustees, Zeeland Community Hospital Capital Campaign Committee member, and Immaculate Heart of Mary Church Capital Campaign co-chairperson. Despite this rather amazing record of community involvement, Dr. Bezzetta makes time to serve on Grand Rapids Community College's Foundation Board and has also participated in our recent Presidential Selection Committee and co-chaired Grand Rapids Community College's recent successful capital campaign, GRCC Works. We are fortunate to have his leadership and his friendship. Tonight it is my pleasure, on behalf of Grand Rapids Community College and the Board of Trustees, to add to his record of excellence. Please join me in welcoming Dr. James Bezzetta, Grand Rapids Community College's Distinguished Alumnus of 2011.
You're welcome.
Well, I grew up in the southeast side of Grand Rapids, so I went to Ottawa Hills High School. And so actually about my senior year, I started to meet with some of my advisors at Ottawa Hills. And I started to lean towards medicine. I was really leaning towards going to the University of Michigan. But one of my advisors at Ottawa Hills said, you know, did you ever think about community college? I don't know if my parents talked to her or what, but she was quite persuasive, and so I decided to go to community college, and it was one of the best choices I made. That's where I met some of the best professors ever. I went to school a long time to be a doctor, and the professors at Grand Rapids Community College were as good as any of them. Anybody who went to community college about the time that I did and took any science classes at community college knew Dr. Ann Miller. She was bright and brilliant and a stickler for detail, but she was a wonderful professor.
As you move across the periodic table, elements seem to shrink.
Ron Edwards, organic chemistry. He made the study of organic chemistry fun. And then I took an elective. I thought, you know, maybe I should broaden myself and learn a little bit about art history. And I was fortunate enough to get into Nancy Klaus's art history class. As a result, I continued to take some art history class at the University of Michigan and have studied abroad, and art history is still one of my great passions in addition to medicine and other things. I won what was called at that point the Arthur Andrew Award, which was given to the valedictorians. There were two of us that had perfect 4.0 averages through community college for 2 years, and I was one of them. And I received that award in 1974 and went on with a scholarship to the University of Michigan and then on to medical school from there. Western Michigan has always been home for my family since for a long time, almost approaching 100 years now. And so when I was done with medical school, you have to pick where you do your residency. And as it turned out, I decided to go to Butterworth Hospital for my training in internal medicine. From there, I stayed on as staff in 1983. In 1987, my group wanted me to start kind of running the practice, and that was unusual. I started talking to them about the possibility of getting doctors of different specialties to work together. It just made a lot of sense to me. I felt it was important for giving better care to patients. I thought it was a better way for doctors to practice. So we started Michigan Medical PC, or MMPC. And when we started in 1989, we had 4 doctors and 8 employees. And by 2007, we were up to about 300 providers and 1,500 employees. So subsequently now, MMPC has folded into the Spectrum Health Medical Group. At about that time, I moved into a family business that my brother and father had started. So now I'm kind of strictly a business person, still have some influence in the healthcare arena. So I've had kind of three different types of careers. I was involved in the presidential search that helped bring President Ender here, and a wonderful man who was just going to take the college to the next level. And so as a result of that, they asked me if I would participate and chair the capital campaign, and I said, yes, I'll be happy to participate in it. The community college is such a jewel. I mean, there's nothing else like it in this region. We have wonderful 4-year colleges, we have medical school down in the area, we've got a lot of unique things, but I can't see this area without having the community college here. It is vital now. It is not only a wonderful thing to have here, it's a necessity. I'm clearly honored and very pleased. The recognition is wonderful, but again, I'm the one that should be thanking the community college for the impact that it had in my life.
Dr. Bezzetta, would you please join me at the podium? Congratulations.
Thank you. Can't get away without saying a few things with all these people in the room, being Italian. President Ender, Board of Trustees, Madam Provost, Deans, distinguished guests, I must thank you for this wonderful award. It is an honor. I am humbled by it. Jan Maggini, Marilyn Smith, congratulations on your awards. So well-deserved and wonderful awards. And of course, student graduates, parents and families and friends are here. This is your night tonight, and you should be happy and excited, and we're all so proud of you. And I see all the young faces, and 35 years ago when I had hair, as you could see on the video, I walked these hallowed hallways at what I knew as Grand Rapids Junior College, and of course for you, Grand Rapids Community College, and it changed my life, and it will change your life. You might not recognize it until a little bit later, but it will have an impact on you. I guarantee it. It changed my life academically, socially, and it set me up to be successful. And as you could see, there are many friends that I established, both students and professors, to this day I'm still close with. You know, everyone is giving, I'm sure as graduates, giving you a lot of ideas and what you should be doing with your life, and I'm going to give you a few myself. I'm going to take advantage of it. Number one, if somebody tells you you can't do something or can't achieve something, don't believe them. You go after it, because you will succeed. Number two, whatever you do, have a passion for it. Do the best you can do at whatever you do. Number three, you listen to what's going on in the world and it can scare you. But there's a lot of good in the world, and focus on that, because attitude is what most of life is. And last but not least, when you're able, be able to give back to this wonderful college, be able to give back to the world, because that's what stewardship is. Give of your time, your talent, your treasure, and it's good for the heart. It warms the soul. Again, thank you for this wonderful award. Congratulations on what you achieved and what you will achieve. And now go forward, change the world for the better. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.
As you know, our commencement address tonight will be given by Trustee Janis L. Maggini. And you've already heard about this remarkable woman's many achievements. So I'm going to tell you just a bit about this outstanding woman's personal attributes. When you meet Trustee Maggini, as I did just 2 years ago, your first impression might be that she is quietly reserved. And you'd be correct. She is a gentlewoman of impeccable style and manner. But don't mistake those words for pliable or shy. She can tell you, often with a quick wit, exactly where she stands on any issue. And that is usually on the side of whatever is best for GRCC students. A former middle school principal, she recognizes the value of supporting students through services to help them succeed, but also through personal encouragement, which she dispenses in liberal doses. I've seen a few of those interactions. I can tell you that for all her talents and accomplishments, when Jan really shines is when she is speaking and listening to a student. I can't think of a quality that could better qualify a person to govern an institution of education. Her whole life has been a testimony to the dedication to improving the lives of individuals and thus our entire community. And no one knows the GRCC history and what it represents better than she does. One spring day just a few years back, Jan sat in one of those seats reserved for graduates, as her parents proudly sat in the audience, as many of you do now. She probably heard a speaker talk about taking your education seriously and going out into the world to do your best. She apparently took that advice to heart. And tonight she's back to tell you about what she's learned on that path that stretches out before you tonight. It is my great honor to welcome Trustee Jan Maggini as your commencement speaker. Jan.
Well, that was the first time I saw that video, and my friends in the front row here caught me at an emotional moment. But thank you, class, for doing such a wonderful job with the videos this evening. But good evening, President Ender, esteemed trustee colleagues, my respected platform guest, and appreciated faculty and staff, especially the 7 among you that are former students of mine. And above all, tonight's graduates, their families and friends. This is a day to remember. It has a lot of historical markers. We've had devastated storms. We've had a shuttle launch. And in case you haven't heard, there was a wedding today, too. But tonight is your night to celebrate. It is. I am deeply humbled and honored by being asked to deliver the commencement address this evening.
This time of year, across this nation, there are many others that are stepping up to podiums to deliver their advice and their views to the world, to millions of graduates. Governor Snyder addresses Muskegon Community College on May 4th. But in fact, I heard that even Snooki was offered $30,000 to deliver a commencement address. This gives me pause to wonder, why am I here? I've never spent much time in New Jersey, but I too am Italian. But at least I can carry out my trustee fiduciary responsibility and save the college some money. Amen, right. Yeah. So for now, I have a few perspectives to share with you. I was in my dermatologist office the other day and learned I have a basal cell at the end of my nose, of all places. That was great, I thought. Nothing like having my nose in a sling the night of commencement. But he asked if I had anything important to do in the next week. And I mentioned what I would be doing tonight. And he paused and thought, what are you going to talk about? So I started to think. And I responded, moving on. Tonight is about moving on, commencing, starting anew. As you moved into this arena tonight, we could feel the excitement. You are an amazing sight. You really are. When you move your tassel from one side of your cap to the other, consider it as the first important move that you will make towards a future of challenges and success. Yes, tonight marks the beginning of the future as we both move on. You on the completion of your course of study that may have taken 1 to 3 years, and me on the completion of 4 terms as a GRCC trustee, which took a little longer, 20 years. Yes, I know, that's pretty much a lifetime for most of you, I can see that. But tonight, I've been asked to share my perspectives as an alumnus as well as a trustee, and then I'll close with a few of my own personal reflections. As you heard, my first expression of this college started in the fall of 1954. Yes, I boarded that bus. Parking was a problem even then. Yeah. I padded my $100 out of district tuition slip that was in my pocket, and I arrived downtown and walked to campus. Campus, yes. 2 buildings. The main building, no attached north building or cook hall, and the east building, a very healthy walk up Lion Street Hill to what is now known as the music building. JC at that time was a place of hope. We shared classrooms with the returning veterans from the Korean War. I guess it was called a conflict, but it sounded like a war to me. And a myriad of immigrant students arriving in Michigan under the Displaced Persons Act. All of us searching to improve the quality of life and becoming better educated than our parents. My personal story was certainly one of hope for my family, that had lived through parent and grandparent immigrations, a depression, 2 world wars. They wanted a better future for their only daughter. Neither of them had the opportunity, as you heard, to complete high school. They had to leave work to help support their large families. My mother, working to send her brother to college because the family thinking was, it wasn't necessary for women to have degrees. Our generations worked diligently to break those barriers, and look at this today. Many of us were the first generation in our families to complete degrees. Each of us have stories, and I'm sure that you as well have looked to this college to improve your quality of life. Maybe there are similarities in your story today. I met my husband while a student here, as you heard. Perhaps that has happened to you too. It did for our daughter. We were proud to send all 3 of our children to JC, and with even greater pride, as you saw tonight, to have a grandchild on campus this year. We have all come full circle. My family's in the front row over here. Thank you. My direction, like some of you, led to Michigan State to become an educator. I could not have accomplished it with any of it without the excellent learning opportunities at JC and the college professors even then, who took time to care about me and push me to the limits of my capabilities. Even to this day, it's a very proud moment for me when a former student of mine crosses this stage to receive their diploma from Grand Rapids Community College and a chance for a better life. Now, from my trustee perspective, sounds like a future trustee out there. This college has withstood adversity since its beginning, 1914, a year when the world saw the beginnings of World War I and the opening of the Grand Rapids Junior College. Just as our nation entered the war in 1917, our classrooms were being filled with people eager to learn and change the face of our economy. We have had struggles in every decade, and this community's college keeps growing stronger as it stands here today to serve and bring hope to all who move through its doors. I got a little distraught on the way to campus for a meeting the other day with the radio tuned to the station where I get most of my philosophy on life. It was playing a country music song, which I cannot tell you the title nor the artist, but the lyrics were, "I got discounted knowledge from a junior college where I majored in beer and girls." I was stunned, not by the choice of majors. I went to state, and even in 1956, there were plenty of kids that were majoring in the exact same field of study. Believe me. My fury comes from the message, discounted knowledge. My friends, nothing about the knowledge and skills that you learn here or at any of the Michigan community colleges meet the criteria of seconds that go on sale. This college, this board, is dedicated to student success and quality of learning. There is data to prove that if you are a transfer student, that you will do as well, if not better, than the others that attended that college or university for 4 years. I am grateful for the 20 years that I have been able to serve as your representative voice on the board. We, as your elected nonpartisan trustees, work to create the vision for this college to meet the ever-changing needs of the community and the global society. We set the parameters in which the president manages the college, and we monitor the results of the work being done. Now, that's in addition to selecting and supporting a president who will ensure that our entire community in the Kent Intermediate School District will be served. All of this while we strive for fiscal responsibility to our taxpayers. Now, in my short time as a trustee, again, that short time, a lifetime to you, the campus grew with over 10 building and renovation projects, all to serve the growing needs of our population. We do not want to turn students away who are searching for the same chances that you and I had. When I first came here, there were 957 students enrolled. Today, we serve over 30,000 students. That is a growth rate of 3,200 times. Now, this is during the same time that when I was 18, my savings account was earning 5% interest, and gas was 25 cents a gallon. Go figure. Yeah, okay. Yes, we have grown. There are still needs to be met. This college is a resource to West Michigan. I'd like to talk about all the partnerships and outreach, but they're too numerous to list, and I know you don't want to hear about them right now. But I would like to share one that's closest to my heart, and that is the Diversity Learning Center. That began as an answer to local schools to help in the understanding of the ever-changing cultural face of our community. Our outlying school districts were invited to be a part of a multicultural network where we could get assistance in helping our students to know the diversity within themselves and to expect diversity in others. That work continues today. Thank you, GRCC. You've made a difference in our lives. Yes, all of this seems like a lot of costly changes. It could not have done without the generous donors like you that we have in our community. When I was first elected, it was the year that we redistricted, as you heard, from a junior college to a community college in order to include the entire KISD as in-district students. Our foundation underwent changes as well to assist in supporting the college. During the past 10 years, this community's philanthropists have given or pledged a total of $31,189,406. Since 1991, the foundation assets have increased by almost $23 million. People have reached into deep pockets, small pockets, family pockets. Thank you, citizens, for giving back. We do face challenging days ahead, but we will make it work because you are worth it. This is a critical time to be in your seat. Where do you go from here? What does your road look like? There's no GPS to guide you to look for the job that you love and to find someone to pay you to do it. A person by the name of Krept says, life is not about finding yourself. It is about creating yourself. All of us are depending upon you to create jobs, to be entrepreneurs, innovators, future researchers, or whatever your desires are. Now, our familiar Dr. Seuss says it best. You have brains in your head, feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Now, right before I retired 13 years ago as an assistant principal, I had a young man in my office, not his first time. Perhaps some of you can relate. And after listening to my advice regarding his choices, he said, "Yes, but Mrs. Maggini, you don't know how hard it is." I learned a lot for you, Mike, wherever you are. And so tonight is my last chance to give students advice. My favorite quote from Maya Angelou is, "People may not remember what you did or what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel." In your world of Skyping, texting, tweeting, instant messaging, and Facebook, you know, they have yet to develop an app that will reach out and hug you when you need it, or hold your hand and tell you everything will be all right, or kiss your cheek and tell you you can do it when you have failed. Keep your people skills honed. Technology keeps changing at a faster and faster pace. John Nesbitt told us long ago that high tech needs high touch. Yes, Mike, I know it's hard. A former teaching colleague of mine made a huge impact on my life when he handed me a copy of To Be a Full Human Being by Morris West from the Shoes of the Fisherman. And I like to quote that. It costs so much to be a full human being that there are very few who have the enlightenment or the courage to pay the price. One has to abandon altogether the search for security and reach out to the risk of living with both arms. One has to embrace the world like a lover. One has to accept pain as a condition of existence. One has to court doubt and darkness as the cost of knowing. One needs a will stubborn in conflict, but apt always to total acceptance of every consequence of living and dying. I hope you too will strengthen your people skills, your high-touch skills. When Governor Snyder looks out at his audience in Muskegon next month, I hope he is as moved as I am tonight by the looks on your graduate faces. For we are looking directly into the future of Michigan, this class of 2011. So in closing, just in case you've been drifting off and thinking about what Snooki had to say, I'm going to use a very ineffective teaching technique, which is referred to as louder and slower, when you don't get it, to present the final lesson of my career. Above all, remember to believe in yourself and surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. Use all your resources don't be afraid to ask for help. Learn from your failures and use them as steps to your success. Be a contributing member of society. Let your voice be heard. Vote, and vote your conscience. And as I promised my surgeon, use your sunscreen on yourself and on your children. So let's move on together tonight to continue to be wise humans in all of our endeavors. And above all, keep hope and your faith alive. The world is now our classroom, so go forth and do great things.
I think we have a little unfinished business to take care of. Grand Rapids Community College's history of excellence goes back 97 years to when it was founded in 1914, the first community college in the state of Michigan. Students, when you accept your diploma tonight, you will take your place among nearly 500,000 previous graduates of this great college. All of us at Grand Rapids Community College send our best wishes for a wonderful future to each of you. You will now become part of our college's heritage and our commitment to excellence. We will be proud to call you alumni. And so now it is time for all of you students to make that great walk across the stage. As we confer your respective degrees on each of you this evening, I will be assisted by Chairperson Anderson and all the other members of our Board of Trustees. Presenting the candidates for confirmation are Provost Hilda Healy, Dean Laura Chesley, and Dean Fiona Hurt. May I call your attention to our students who are wearing gold ribbons with gold medallions. These are our Delta Phi Alpha students who are graduating this evening in the top 5% of their class. The students with a gold stow are members of the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society, and they have earned a grade point average of 3.5 or better. And the students with blue and gold honor cords are members of our honors program. These students have completed all academic and service requirements to graduate with this distinction. And now I will call upon our provost, Dr. Hilda Healy, who will begin the introductions.
Dr. Laura Chesley, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, and Fiona Hurt, Dean of the School of Workforce Development, will present the candidates. Will the candidates who will be presented with degrees this evening please come forward?
The following candidates will be graduated with an Associate in Arts degree. Insar Abu Dahi. Miguel Angel Acosta Martinez. Laurie Marie Adams. Mary Ellen Adams. Mario Adkins. Paige M. Bailey. Alexander K. Bainter. Amber Evelyn Baker. Sam Barrera. Patrick Baskin. Shayla Beal. Colton James Beck. Alexandria R. Bilby. Robert R. Bennett. Kalisha Bewley. Frank Bivens. Whitney Lee Black. Anna K. Boovy. Tina Brockich. Diana Monet Brown. Dante Birch. Heather N. Boustron. Brittany Patrice Carroll. Nathan Kavanaugh. Amanda Mae Chapman. Sarah Chidzikwe. Teresa Marie Ann Chrisman. Chantal Clignette. Adam Andrew Cooper. Dawn Marie Corwin. Elba Marina Cruz. Drew Damron. Sarah June Damveld. Theodore Andrew DeCraker. Tan Den. Alicia Ann Dennis. Lindsay DeVries. Betsamar Diaz Guevara. Taffy A. Dickerson. Adam Robert Dombrowski. Addie Elizabeth Donnelly. Mariah J. Dyer Fellows. Jacob D. Dunham. Amanda Ellison. Kyle William Esterly. Tiffany Rose Falcon Avaglaben. Maria Cristina Fernandez Lorente. Osha Kiara. Bree Gannon. Ketty Garcia. Jesus Alberto Garza. Girma de Gaifa Gaida. Lauren Michelle Geldersma. Alvina Von Trees Gilbert. Hannah Rebecca Gilliam. Latifa Gofo. Misa Michelle Gordon. Leanne Marie Greenbauer. Nicholas Eugene Geyer. Brian Daniel Hadley. Jean Marie Haff. Madani Hale. Melissa M. Hall. Harland Hampton. Lindsay Harris. Annette Marie Jackson. Danielle Ann Harrison. Whitney Jean Harris. Michael J. Hastings. Brittany Hayes. Denise K. Helmus. Anthony Michael Herbal. Joanna Holmes. Cami Cash Horrocks. Dawn Marie House. Michelle Hoving. Lois E. Johnson. Brianna Marie Johnson. Aisha Marie Johnson. TJ Johnson. Denise R. Jones. LaDonna D. Jones. Portia D. Jones. Brittany C. Joyce. Chris J. Kassinger. Rachel Klein. Leanne Kroll. Darren T. Lamore. Kristen Lamprich. Robert Walter Larson. Israel Ledesma. Arturo Leon Vasquez. Julie Amber LaRue. Jordan L. Lease. Passionate Unique Lebet. Catrice D. Lockett. Joshua Scott Loomis. Jasmine Ronero Lopez. Jeffrey T. Love. Abby Claire Lubke. Tame Lee. Carol Lee S. Lydell. Ava Natalia Malitz. Marcus Manders. Danielle Andrea Martin. Adam Matz. Danae Irisa May. Miranda Jean McAllister. Camille McClintock. Reginald E. McMillan, Jr. Stacy Meriwether. Scott D. Mirendorf. Magdalena Montes Spruitt.
Maria Mora. Pamela L. Moss. Nakia LaShawn Muirhead. Kelsey Mullins. Timothy John Mishak. Lene Narlock. Stuart Allen Norman. Maria de los Angeles Nunez Romero. Halima Nuruddin. Latanya M. O'Neill Davis. Alice Jean Olds. Miriam A. Oteto. Anne Marie Paganelli. Jeremy T. Peckham. Keisha Quilis. Michael Lee Raderink. Angie Ann Reddig. Shanika K. Reyes. Matthew Richardson. Bethany K. Reardon. Danica Rodriguez. Marks L. Ruiz. Roberto Avelio Savala. Eric Randolph Schmidt. Amari Seals. Melissa Ann Seeley. Lisa Sapanik. Sheila Saway. Kayla Sherwood. Tammy Simon. Willie Slater III. Maria Slenderbrook. David Martin Sloan. Kawana M. Smith. Lisa Michelle Smith. Paris Dwight Smith. Wayne Edward Smith. Cassandra Lynn Severin. T.J. Spalding. Arande Stanton. Lamaro W. Stevens. Malika Lynn Stevens. Geneva Touré. Jessica Town. Fu Tran. Robert M. Trice. Mary Tu. Taylor Irene Vandenberg. Delano R. Vandergeld. Leah Danielle Van Nemen. John A. Verzi. Jennifer Lynn Vredeveld. Michelle Wagner. Charla Ann Waller. Jared Ward. Joshua Andre Jarrell Ware. Emily Weller. Ryan Donald Wieringa. Austin J. Williams. Bessie Williams. Lisette Wilson. Rila Dominique Wilson. April Woodson Godwin. Frank C. Worden. James Kenneth Wortham. Victoria Lee Zalakar. Lydia R. Zarwe. Rachel Zwerzinski. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an associate in arts degree.
The following candidates will be graduated with an Associate in Applied Arts and Science degree. Albert Carey. David Robert Flanagan. Victor A. Martinez. Daniel E. Schmitz. Lewis Williams, Jr. Luke A. Graglia. April Lynn Muskie. Jose J. Rizio Castro. Roshan Gillen. Larry Mendoza. Brandon R. Norcus. Adriana Beckett. Freddie Lee Cavazos. Thank you. Amanda Nicole Cooper. Jennifer Lynn Guzward. Kristen Rinks. Cassandra Tuttle. Marlene Hoagland Woodard. Stephen Arndt. Brandon P. Decker. Dominic William McMayan. Melissa M. Dunham. Tamikia Latia Gibbon. Betty Hughes. Kelly Y. Mitchell. Ginger R. Nelson. Christopher Nuzo. Seyfet Omerovic. Thank you. Del Finney. Jose Luis Andino. Scott A. Fannin. Cody Michael Lamprick. Bernadette C. Powell. Brendan Edwards. Rebecca Carol Alexander. Amanda Marie August. Terry Badgerow. Shamika Bridgman. Thank you. Gwendolyn C. Childs Gridiron. Thank you. Sharon M. Davis. Michael M. Rimanak. Thank you. Rochelle Vogel. Jeremy Britt. Henry Dittmar IV. Melanie Fisher. Thank you. Luz Gonzalez. Chelsea Grove. Thank you. Rebecca Lutker. Jeffrey S. Marr. Thank you. Taylor Paul Muller. Lucas Paul Naparowski. Kaylee Orr. Marina Renee Putnam. Katie Schrotenbauer. Tyler Van Antwerpen. Derek Foster Warren. Michael Mitchell J. Colson. Karen M. Vandermeer. Jessica Rochelle Bachert. Wendy Michelle Bigler. Brittany Elizabeth Brown. Katie Marie Cadier. Marie A. DeVries. Ashley Lynn Koiker. Shelley A. Krulak. Brittany Ann Leatherman. Stephanie Lyon. Shari Ma. Ashley A. Morrison. Heather Joy Norman. Kimberly P. M. Painter. Tong Sup Panthavong. Ladies, Santos Rufin. Jenna Lynn Wing. Stacy Lynn Carroll. Kelsey Lene Grassmid. Jennifer Lee Smith. Amanda Jo Swartz. Amy Elizabeth White. Francisco Javier Hernandez. Jonathan G. Duran. Tammy Lane Harvey. Timothy Hollis. Nicholas Gerard Hospodar. Tyler S. Joseph. Thank you. Scott R. Skytman. Mark D. Vandersteeg. Lacey R. Arlen. Thank you. Adam S. Klaus. Thank you. Ryan Andert Stoddard. Dawn Brower. Thank you. Victoria L. Osting. Thank you. Rachel Lynn Vegter. Mandy Marie Balder. Glenda Annette Carter. Erin Marie Kaufman. Thank you. Eric James Frieswijk. Alex Ray Hansen. Tanika Vonche Hatchett. Shakoyan Hoodnail. Rachel Marie Lopez. Sarah Elizabeth Ronda. Jeffrey A. Todd. Sylvia Vasquez. Thank you. Amy Joy Westcott. Jessica Ann Zondervan. Okay. Laura Beth Clayton. John Curtis Beatty. Joshua Joseph Byerly. Eric James Medema. Jeffrey Allen Roberts. Jacob Paul Wing. Carol Jean Crow. Zaira Elizabeth Morales. Janet Morantz. Danielle Brink. Flash Lee Evoy. Kay Hormuth. Audrey Therese Kramer. Casley Krager. Ashley Nemeth. Ashley Preston. Shelley Jo Rosema. Carmen Joy Slink. Kelsey Vander Ark. Michael Vetia. Cassandra M. Wheat. Andrew Robert DeGraff. Thank you. John Bryant. Thank you. Jeffrey Allen Dirks. Thank you. Woo. Amy H. Ash. Thank you. Ryan Belcher. Thank you. Patty Marie Bassard. Thank you. Hi. Trisha Elise Brusque. Craig Michael Cole. Rick L. Dow. Ashley Nicole Fritz. There we go. Jamin Blair Gentry. Thank you. Stephanie A. Hall. Thank you. Julie A. Hiskus. Thank you. Connie R. Kazarek. Thank you. Joseph J. LaFollette. Thank you. Michelle Lane. Thank you. Christina McGarvey. Andrew Moore. Tracy K. Pierce. Charles Keano. Jessica Richards. Christopher Frederick Schmidt. Amy Jo Turner. Thank you. Benjamin Crawford. Adrian A. Moore. Enrique Garcia. Kimberly Lynn Keir. Evan Trick. Tiffany Marie Taylor. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an Associate in Applied Arts and Science degree. The following candidates will be graduated with an associate in business degree. Alejandro Huerta. Evans Gernal Baker. Natalie Hector. Stephanie L. Long. Jessica Nelson. Tui Wen. Jennifer Lynn Allen. Amber Brasiak. Thank you. Matthew William Brechting. Lisa Ann Chapman. Rebecca Flack. Rachel Flack, excuse me, thank you. David Mollett. Brian Schmidt. Nicholas Brandt Smith. Thank you. Tricia Lynn Stuffies. Thank you. Uelta Thermalin. Hi there, thank you. Anita K. Wood. Shayna M. Jones. Randall Janine Thomas. Elizabeth Zhang. Thank you. Lemlem Abati. Deborah Beisel. Thank you. Tracy Nicole Brown. Hi, there you go. Anita Louise DeLong. Thank you. Hillary DeYoung. Thank you. Sharon Jeanette Evans. Mary Huckelberg. Thank you. Deborah K. Johnson. Thank you. Violet Larson. Thank you. Christina Ann Nerley. Thank you. Pamela Lynn Panic. Courtney K. Ringelberg. Brooke Marie Ruffalo. Lisa Jane Schwartz. Thank you. Amanda Renee Velting. This concludes the presentations of candidates graduated with an associate's in business degree. The following candidates will be graduated with an associate in fine arts degree. Renee Joyce Andringa. Michelle Lynn Pittman. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an associate in fine arts degree. The following candidate will be graduated with an associate in general studies degree. Nicole A. Klein. Victor M. Hoiking. Patricia R. Turner. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an Associate in General Studies degree. The following candidates will be graduated with an Associate in Music degree. Thank you. Carrie Lynn Brainin. Ryan Cole Alexander. I got that wrong. Michael Ray Swanson. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an Associate in Music degree. The following candidates will be graduated with an Associate in Nursing degree. Amberlyn May Granderson. Laren Phillips. Tequila Jackson. Thank you. Julie A. Jones. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an Associate in Nursing degree. The following candidates will be graduated with an Associate in Science degree. Thank you. Timothy E. Brockheisen. Kayla Brown. Crystal Nicole Edwards. Alicia Evelyn Freeman. Joshua Huxma. John C. Howlett. Erica Elizabeth Miller. Kara Lynn Myers. Iwe Nu. Todd I. Rinsler. Jessica M. Chamel. Victoria Rose Schroyer. This concludes the presentation of candidates graduated with an Associate in Science degree. The following candidates will now receive a program completion certificate. Go. Johnny Marie Griggs. Louisa M. Vasquez. Sarah Hope Jostens. Rachel J. Orange. Thank you. Shamika Jatan Bailey. Thank you. Sharika Bauman. Argentina Canada Brooks. Anne Poplowski. And Janet Uwamalia.
Will all the candidates please rise? Dr. Stephen Ender, Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Grand Rapids Community College, I am honored and privileged to present the candidates for Associate in Arts, Associate in Applied Arts and Science, Associate in Business, Associate in Fine Arts, Associate in General Studies, Associate in Music, Associate in Nursing, Associate in Science, and certificate programs.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of Grand Rapids Community College, the Board of Trustees, and the laws of the state of Michigan, I now confer upon each of you the certificate, degree, and title as they apply to you individually, and cite you as being worthy of all rights, privileges, and responsibilities that come with this accomplishment. You may now shift your tassel from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the 2000 graduating class of Grand Rapids Community College. Woo! If I could ask you to please be seated. You have been a wonderful group of graduates. One last item. After our musical performance, will the audience please remain seated while the platform guests, faculty, and graduates leave the Ford Fieldhouse? You will meet the graduates immediately outside of the Fieldhouse on Lyon Street. And now for our closing performance, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Rochelle Denhoff and Emily Scheib, who will sing For Good by Stephen Schwartz.
That people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulls from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our story ends, I know you have rewritten mine by being my been changed for the better. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed. For good.
Yes, please. They were gorgeous. What a beautiful evening. I now declare that the 94th commencement ceremonies of Grand Rapids Community College are now concluded. Good night, everyone.
Thunderer. Now we got to play him out, guys. Thunderer. Thunderer. Got it? Here we go.